Oh, that's a lot of stranger wolves. That is a lot of stranger wolves. Guys. Dalinar, stop sleeping! Hello, and welcome back to Journey's Saga. My name is Frosty, and today I'm picking up where we left off. But I must be honest, it has been a good while for me, so I'm a little bit less confident on where that is. Since our last go, there's been some nice quality of life updates, so we can actually hunt bison now. There's full herds, or at least as full as I think it's going to get in the game. And I think there's been a few other quality of life changes and updates, but the bison is the big one, and unfortunately is also probably something I won't be doing, at least not anytime soon. We have a pretty small pack, all things considered, and I tried on a different account, or I guess a different save file for a different wolf, and I got almost one shot just by a kick from a quote, very old bull. So, not in a rush to do that anytime soon. But we're going to go through a quick little recap here. So we are still in the raised pups phase, but we are almost at the rendezvous site. Hurry is the only one keeping us back at 13.6 pounds, but basically everyone else is a meal or two away from being there. This is our current map. Honestly, all things considered, not bad. And we are currently under a territory invasion in that direction. So it looks like it's our old friends Grizzly Rock once again. We do need food, but I also don't really want to just let them invade, so I'll probably grab a couple of other wolves. It looks like we do have a separate group over here. That's okay. And we'll go up to meet them. I did also like the, I guess, format that we were kind of forced into last time when my mic wasn't on. My mic also wasn't working when I was trying to get this set up, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed we don't run into any other issues. But all that being said, I'm probably going to do a bit more of a hybrid style now, where some of it is going to be live reaction, some of it's going to be more of the, I guess, like, editing analysis. And so it'll be a little bit more of a hybrid style. I think that's probably the nicest way to go. And of course, we'll still take on a little bit of the documentary twist wherever we can. But with all of that being said, I suppose I will meet you guys up there whenever we hit something. Journey alongside a small number for a pack, take a moment to regroup and rally. By howling, they warn their rivals of their strength and gain morale, energizing themselves. While I made my way up north, I encountered our 3 wandering pack members by chance when I was scouting out a fawn. Hi guys! While I was ultimately unsuccessful in securing a meal, I had gotten something potentially more valuable for the upcoming skirmish: reinforcements. It was all just as well, since they could only hunt by themselves as a subordinate group. They couldn't mark any territory. We continued north, marking the territory as we went. Checking the map, it looks like they had almost managed to claim the hex when we arrived. I was happy they hadn't, as reinforcing territory I hadn't yet lost is a lot easier than needing to remark it back up to 100% after they took it. Soon after I entered the hex, I tripped over them. Oh, here they are. I was glad for the reinforcements, as they had 4 wolves with them and we now outnumbered them. I immediately squared up to one of their leaders, who was already injured. Although, I should have probably been focused a bit more heavily on the fight. Frosty at the time was focused more on fonts. I feel like there's definitely been a font update. I didn't want to point it out before because I felt like I was going crazy, but the text also looks different, so all the same, I focus on both of the leaders. They fought back, not doing much damage, but injuring me. I'm really sorely tempted to take them both out here, but Maybe just one. And so began a long, tiring chase where I slowly whittled down the lead male's health. Unsurprisingly, most of my pack just watched me do it, not lending me any help. If the fight or flight bar popped up, then they'd maybe land some bites, but most of the grisly work was mine alone. Not satisfied with just taking one of their leaders, I also took out one of their subordinates. I was hoping that Grizzly Rock would take the hint and stop trespassing on my territory after that, but I likely just fueled their rivalry towards us in the end. Also, on serious note, but oh my god, the sped up howls and the dialogue and everything in this is so funny. I'm really, really tempted to do something else with that. Oh, there is a carcass right there. Never let it be said that sometimes I'm not rewarded for my misdeeds. It's not much. But that and a calf or two, and I think we'd be set. Something that I was reminded by, though, and I was only reminded because I'm not taking as much damage as I feel like I really should be given the circumstances. There is going to be a new mode that's implemented if it's not already. I'm pretty sure it already is, though. And that's going to be basically an ultra hard mode, like even harder than accurate, which I'm down for because I was honestly getting a little bit, I don't know, I was getting too used to accurate, so it doesn't feel like a big challenge anymore. So I'm really happy that they did add that, and I will probably be doing a playthrough or one-off or something with that at some point. I'll probably be playing it on my own time in the interim, though, just because, again, I usually only play on accurate. I'm glad I played on challenging for this, so the territory stuff is not my favorite, and this is already a fairly big commitment to keep everything in line. Oh, just little baby deer. Alright, fight over it. So, I'm excited to see what comes with that, and what kind of stories could be told with that. I will probably, if I keep up this pack specifically, do that with the next pup that comes along. Whichever successor that may be. I honestly really don't know. I'm hoping that Journey is going to live a nice long life, because no offense to Dalinar, I kind of want to see what she would do with a different partner. So I'm hoping we at least outlive him and can see kind of what stage 2 of the pack looks like before we pass it on to another pup and everything changes anyway. Okay, I've at least got enough food now that we can feed the pups. So everything else we get is going to be nice, but just a bonus. We will probably need to get something a little bit more filling sooner than later, and we just got the notification that we're almost set to leave the den. So, yep. Our runt just hit 14 pounds out of 15, and honestly, this next feed and sleep cycle might be enough to just get us there, so rendezvous site is just around the corner. Okay, we did get a couple of extra fawns, but now we need sleep. So that's going to be priority number 1. And yeah, I think if we're not immediately ready for the rendezvous site, it's going to be close. And I don't really have a site picked out just yet. So we'll see what makes sense to do, I guess. I don't mind going a bit further afield, but we are also, again, still pretty hungry overall. And I just don't want to push our luck too much. I howled to get our affinity up, which set out that territory chime to indicate we hit 100%. I was a little suspicious on why that would be. It could indicate a den attack, but we had also been away for a very long time, so we could have just actually had the territory drop a little bit. In any case, I decided to settle down and let the pups finish eating, then go straight to sleep to recover what wakefulness and stamina I could, so we weren't getting attacked when I couldn't even bite anybody. And unfortunately, don't think we're gonna have enough food to feed the pups again when we wake up, so it might have to be an immediate turnaround. Okay. Well, someone has enough. Oh, Dalinar. The glutton. He probably ate... He did eat a couple of the calves, so he should have had a lot of food. Yeah, we're right there. But he's full, so it's probably going to be another couple of in-game. We're honestly kind of spoiled for choice as far as rendezvous sites go. There's one right here, but then again, we're competing a bit more closely with Pleasant Valley. We can come more into the center of the territory and be here where we originally started. So in future years, I might go from this den to that den and then to that site. I am just going to add this as another option for a good den. Yeah, I think while I'm still tired, it might behoove me best to go get some food. I agree. Where's my wine button? I'll mark up what I can as well. Unfortunately, that's just never going to be top of my priority list like it probably should be. Oop, I smell stranger wolves. Oh, that's a lot of stranger wolves. That is a lot of stranger wolves. Guys. Dalinar, stop sleeping! My god. Okay, everyone's in the den. Everyone's in the den. I'm gonna let them do most of the grunt work, unfortunately. I just want to be here in case anybody comes out. Because these are always the longest and most vicious attacks. Get out of here. If you want to run, that's fine. Just run away from here. We really need to weaken these guys. Unfortunately, I think they did give us a good opportunity to do so. Oh, the plane is coming in to get a shot of this. And so began yet another long, drawn-out chase with me doing the vast majority of the work. Don't worry, the sped up wolves can't hurt you this time, though if you do prefer that editing style, please let me know in the comments. You are not gonna harm my pups. The Splinter Pack did circle back around a number of times after the pups had already come out, going by the den, and giving me a heart attack whenever they did so, but luckily nothing bad ever came of it. I'm really not going to be winning any friends this episode if I complete this task here, but if they had actually been more aggressive, we would just be dead, so if this disbands their pack, then I'm sorry to say, this is worth using my little wakefulness on. Especially since I'm honestly not very hurt in this process. And we soon took out yet another leader. All the other leaders seem to be collared. Or I guess they were. Okay. Well, I guess it's our hunting party. Hunting party. And I guess they're at least a little bit weaker now. It's still not going to be fun to run into them on the end of year pup events, so to speak. I really can't afford to be out here calf hunting for very long, but I do want to find at least a couple of calves if I can. The only downside to calf hunting with a big pack is we just immediately scare off mom. And that does sometimes seem to make the baby disappear. She's trying to go back this way. Now look who it is. You done. Yeah, I really have no idea where this calf is. Especially not with her running all over the place like this. It really does seem to reset to wherever she is rather than where the baby may or may not actually be. So again, I don't know if she just random spawns a calf in somewhere. Or she actually is staying with the original confines of the search area. It really doesn't feel like she is, so. Either way, it's taking way too long. Ooh, dear. As long as I can catch up. Ooh, oh, dang. Stop, stop. Someone else latch on. Eleanor, you do nothing. You contribute so little to the pack. No use marking this, we're just gonna eat it all. Okay, I still don't really love where we're at, but Hunt is almost at 15 pounds and we're gonna get kicked out if I'm not careful. So I'm just gonna run back, we're gonna pass out, and then we're gonna go on our rendezvous adventure, I guess. Okay. And we have officially reached 15 pounds. I'm very curious to see what they all look like since we actually kept them all alive to this point. Oh, that's just rock. Ooh, hurry. Roam. Essence. Expedition. Hermes. Adventure. And that's everyone. So just do a quick little pup cam so you can get a better close-up. Here's Hurry. Definitely growing into some browns, but that was to be expected. I am unfortunately kind of given up on having the white-coated pup. And then here's Hermes. He's got that little mohawk marking where his back is just a lot darker than the rest of him. Kind of that purpley gray base, though. Then we have Adventure, who I genuinely think could just have the same coat that we do. Or maybe one of like the little T black coats, but she's definitely looking more and more like us. Then we have Essence, who's a darker gray, but not quite as black as Adventure. We have Expedition, who's got that front half that's light gray and back half that's like that dark browny gray. And then Rome, who is I like to think of this as like the bear cub, where it's just like that all buff brown everywhere. Unfortunately, we won't know what their actual adult coats are until their next milestones, but it's just nice seeing them decide that they can't get picked up by an eagle. Unfortunately, they can still get one shot by enemies, specifically the enemy wolves and possibly the coyotes at this stage. So we do still need to be careful on the way there. And obviously, they can still get in trouble from like bears and bison and all of that, so while we can breathe a little bit more of a sigh of relief, we are certainly not out of the woods either. Yeah, since this is going to be the rendezvous site we'll use through the growing pups phase 2, I do want to try and get as central as we can. So I don't think I'll be stopping at this one, but going to the one beyond it. Just going to have to keep an eye on our wakefulness. Fortunately, the wind is not with us at this time. But fortunately, all I'm seeing so far are rabbits, so if anything, I think that's a good sign. I do like moving now that we have the bigger packs. It just feels so much more natural to take up like a flank position and have everybody just surrounding the pups like this. It just also makes me feel a lot better. Oop, getting off track. While we're mobile like this, I think I might deposit these guys here. Because that does look like an elk. I am gonna see if we can't just snag a calf. Oh no, it's a pronghorn, dang. I'm gonna see if this doesn't happen to be on the way enough to justify stopping. Oh. And sure enough it is. Why are they all coming with me? I woofed you guys in for a reason. Okay, well, I guess that wasn't what was originally being hit on the thing, but that's okay. I kind of figured another one of the pack was going to need it more than the pup specifically, but that's okay. The only downside to the big groups like this is chaos. This is now only chaos all of the time. Hopefully this river crossing will be a little bit less treacherous this go. Oh, this one is an elk. Look at that. This is probably too close to where she was. Oh, no, I did not. Not that this is actually a bad site. It just isn't quite where I'd like it to be. How are pups' wakefulness? They're gonna start flagging here soon. But for now, we press on. Keep going this way. Oh, look at Sil, look at Adventure. I'm really hoping Mom doesn't decide that she's gonna need to defend her calf when everyone's here like this. Ooh, now that is tempting. It's a mom moose and baby moose, and that will be good eating. I say we let the babies rest. And I go beat up a moose real quick. Trying not to get trampled. Oh, perfect. Okay, this is mostly going to be for the rest of the pack anyway, but I'm also going to limp this back towards everybody else. And Sil both really need this. I might actually just deposit that and see if they can't get it first. Really? Dalinar, you really don't need anything, dude. You're at 88%. Okay, it's gone. Oh, Adventure's just passed out. I do think we press on just a little bit further. I don't want to press my luck too much, but I think it just makes it easier when we do more of the journey ahead of time than not. Everyone accounted for. Awful lot of names. And we have definitely lost any semblance of order we once had. I am glad we're moving into the local rendezvous site when we're all this hungry rather than the growing pots phase, because there's a very high chance someone could have actually starved to death here. Oh, what's that? What is that? Oh, I think that's one of the new baby bison. And that's a mother oh yeah, it definitely is. Now that is a mom I really don't know how much I want to mess with right now. If they're still there once we go to sleep and wake back up, then perhaps. I don't know if it'd be more or less dangerous than moose, but just the fact that they're in herds, I'm inclined to think more dangerous. I think we can actually just make it. I think it's that rock there. The pups are tired. You can tell by the tuck tails. Keyboard's too sensitive. But there we have it. Go to bed. I want everyone in bed. Including you. I don't care which bed you pick. And sleep time. Bobcats would make an interesting addition to the game. Yeah. Good start. Good start. I think that just because it's actually just not all that reinforced. I think we're good. But I also think that that's going to be a good place to leave it. So I hope that you all enjoyed. It's going to be a rough time for the next little bit, just hunting, sleeping, eating, peeing, and repeat. But that's also just kind of the nature of the game. So I do hope that you all have enjoyed and are happy to see WolfQuest back. I know I'm happy for it to be back. School is rough. No matter what level it is that you're at, especially once midterms and midterm projects and more midterm things roll around. But until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay happy. See you all then, and bye. And a special thank you to parental units for their continued support of the channel, as that is so very greatly appreciated. Till next time!